Another day, another JCB cold start. Happy Sunday, everybody. Ryan here, welcome back to How Farms Work. So today we are going to be hopping in the JCB. I'm going to be opening up the gates out to the field, the gates into the pole shed. I'm going to be stacking Dad's bales that are in the pole shed in the side that the calves are usually on out in the field. I'm going to be bringing mine out and around, putting them down below. I've got about 27 bales in the right side and Dad has the rest. So we're looking to open up the pole shed so we can get Dad's calves in there when we haul them up, and that way they can feed them in the pole shed here rather than down at Travis's place, because admittedly the pole shed here is a lot better than anything we have down at Travis's place. This place needs a lot of work too. While the JCB is warming up, I'm walking down to check on the cows and see how they're coming on feed, to see if I gotta put another bale out for them. I want to keep them up in the barnyard, or at least up here. Yeah, they're good probably until tomorrow morning. So here's our new setup down by the water. So we got an outlet here. We're gonna plug in the electric fence that'll go across to the fence around the steer lot. Down here we've got switches for the outlet, which honestly can be turned off. It doesn't really matter, as well as the water. So the water is for the heater, which that's kind of lukewarm right now. JCB is all warmed up. Let's go ahead and start moving these bales. These are the bales that I need to get moved. The ones on the left are mine. They are going to be going down by the barnyard because that's going to be closer to where they're going to be fed out. And the ones on the right are Dad's. So I'm going to be just hauling them right out here in the field so that they're easier to load up. They're going to be hauled down to Travis's place because that's where the majority of Dad's cattle are. Last year we had the pole shed filled up with hay, but Dad's calves didn't use all of it. So the odds are a lot of that hay is going to be hauled down for use for Dad's cows down at British. So standing behind me, you can see what a bale looks like that sits outside. These are the exact same bales, but you'll notice that these ones are basically starting to rot because they've been sitting out in the sun and the rain. This one right here is tipped up, so it's been catching all the rain. This is something that I should have cleaned up a while ago, but like a lot of things, it doesn't get done. Like the pile of manure in front of us, that's something that we're probably going to be cleaning up tomorrow. That needs to get done before we get the calves in here. Usually I like to get this hauled out before the snow starts because when the snow melts, it'll take a lot of those nutrients with it. So we always try to haul these out as soon as we can, but this year it got pushed back like a lot of things. So let's hop back in the JCB and start moving these bales out. Now I get asked a lot why we use pallet tines over bale spears, and the reason being is that there's really not a reason. About the only time that we really prefer one over the other is to stack or unstack bales, because with bale spears, to work efficiently, you got to stab the sides of the bale, and I don't want to break open any bales prematurely because then you'll end up with things like this. So I must have caught the side of that one somewhere at some point. And by using the pallet tines, you can stack them and unstack them just so much easier. Another advantage to pallet tines is that when I'm feeding cows, I can actually reach a little bit further using the telescopic boom on the JCB. Using pallet tines, I can reach it out and then just kind of tilt the bucket down and the bale will flip off, versus using the bale spears where I got to pick it up and drop it back down. Bale spears are nice because if you're unwrapping the bale, you can really just keep the bale held up by the JCB and unwrap it. The only real difference with the pallet tines is that you got to drop the bale. So, I mean, there are situations where you'd prefer one over the other, but for me, there's not really big enough difference unless in situations like this when we're unstacking or stacking bales, because then you don't gotta, especially for like unstacking, if you use bale spears to try to stack these, unless you stick them up underneath, which kind of defeats the purpose of using bale spears because that's basically what you're doing with pallets. is you're shoving the bale spear in there, and then when you're setting down, you got to pull back on them, and a lot of times the friction of inside the bale will keep you from pulling the bale out, and you can tip them pretty easily that way. If you guys haven't seen the video of us stacking these bales in here, go check it out at the end. We're gonna go ahead and start moving these down below. Here's the last two bales. You'll notice that this one is nice on the bottom and this one's all muddy. Reason for that was because we cleaned this out before we put these bales in, and the floor hadn't dried out in time, so there's still pretty wet in here on the ground. So you can see where the bales were sitting retained a lot of that moisture. Plus, sitting on the cement with all the sweating and all the temperature variations in the last 6 months, that'd do it. I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop on how we handle with the manure, and when we run the cows up here and start sorting them off, I'll probably make videos on all that too. So I'm gonna take these last bales down and call that good. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all how farms work. And don't forget to go check out the video of us putting these bales in this summer. It's a pretty neat video in itself. So anyway, I'll see you next time, guys.